people born gay? This is a question that both the LGBT movement and society at large have been asking for quite some time. I'm going to talk you through 9 genetic findings that I think are quite revealing of the biological nature of homosexuality. And this is from a document I found online called The Science of Gay, which I will pop the link to below if you want to have more of a read around that. I will also, as I talk through these genetic findings, relate myself to them as a gay woman to see if I can kind of tick any of these genetic markers. Also quite entertaining. So finding number 1, around 10% of the human population is gay. Although there is no firm consensus on this, estimates have ranged from 3.4% right up to 20%. This can obviously vary depending on where you are in the world, but the fact is, even in countries where homosexuality is illegal, and they will argue that the number of gay citizens is very, very, very low, it's obviously only because people don't have the appropriate surroundings to come out. And the more of us that do come out, the more that percentage is going to increase. So yes, we are a minority, but at the same time, we are very much a growing minority. Well, I'm sorry to say that as the years roll on, you are likely as a gay person to become less special and less unique because more people are coming out. Finding number 2. Homosexuality has been observed in 1,500 animal species. These include dwarf chimpanzees, lions, ducks and geese, penguins, dolphins, and giraffes. Finding number 3. Research has found that early exposure to testosterone in the womb contributes to a better spatial judgment capability. So on average, in regards to spatial awareness, men were better at matching angles than women, gay men scored worse than straight men, and lesbians scored better than straight women. So the assumption here is that if you have higher exposure to testosterone, such as I would have had according to genetics, which made me gay, I'm going to be better at spatial reasoning, spatial judgment tests. So excited by this finding, I thought I'm going to do a spatial awareness test online and really blow my own mind with my amazing capabilities. Unfortunately, it was only a short test. It was 8 questions which were timed, and I ran out of time, completely panicked, and managed to score a whopping 2 out of 8. Spatial awareness, therefore, probably not my forte, and of the kind of things I study and the things I've been good at in my life, I can't say that spatial judgment and awareness would be right at the top of the list. So I'm not quite ticking that box. Finding number 4, digit ratio. You might wonder what this means. Digits referring to your hands, your fingers, your digits. And this is a very well-known study in the gay movement which basically says that the length of your digits, or certain digits, your fingers, are an indicator of the amount of testosterone you were exposed to in the womb. And because of this, your finger length may indicate your sexual orientation. So the shorter your index finger, being this finger, relative to your ring finger, being this finger, the more testosterone exposure there is likely to be. So gay men and straight women are likely to have a longer index finger, which is this finger here. Lesbians and straight men are more likely to have a shorter index finger and a longer ring finger here. Now this is a box that I can very much tick. So on my right hand, my ring finger is slightly taller than my index finger, you can see here. But ironically, on my left hand, I have something of a deformation of sorts. I don't really like calling it that, but you can see from looking at it that my ring finger is very much tall, and my index finger is actually much smaller and almost matches the size of my middle finger. So I have a knuckle that's kind of been knocked back, and I've had this all my life since birth, and I find this fascinating to think that genetics says that if this finger is very long, it's a sign of testosterones in the womb and lesbianism, and hey ho, there you go, I've got it. Number 5 is left-handedness. So researchers found that gay men are 31% more likely to be left-handed than straight men, and lesbians overwhelmingly are more likely to be left-handed by 91% compared to straight women. I kind of half-tick this box. I'm actually right-handed, I write right-handed, but apparently at an early age when I was beginning to write, I was writing with my left hand. Because of my interesting deformity in my left hand, I actually couldn't hold a pen properly, so I switched to my right hand. But a lot of the things I do, kind of the way that I would pick a bag up or carry things and stuff, I actually do left-handed. So I could potentially lean towards left-handedness even though I write with with my right hand. Finding number 6, athleticism. So a surge in prenatal testosterone can make you tougher on the field. Would I consider myself to be athletic? No, not anymore. I was quite athletic when I was young. I wouldn't say I was tough on the field, but I could run fast away from the homophobes. I joke. Number 7, and this is one for the guys, birth order may be a factor in determining your sexual orientation. So having older brothers increases the likelihood that you might be gay. The more sons a woman has, the more likely it is that her womb will start to react to the amount of testosterone in it and fight against it. Therefore, the 3rd, 4th, 5th son that she has is more likely to be affected by this in the womb and thus more likely to be gay. The odds of a man being gay increases by 33% for every older brother that he has. Finding number 8, again one more for men than women, what a surprise, is twin studies. So there are genetic factors within twins, within male twins that have been found that very much highlight how one could be gay and one not. And if you are a twin, you are more likely, I think it was, I read this morning, something like 25% more likely if your twin brother is gay, you are 25% likely to be gay as well, genetically. Finding number 9 is brain scans. So for gay men and heterosexual women, the two halves of the brain are more or less the same size. But for lesbians and heterosexual women, the right hemisphere of the brain is slightly larger, i.e. I am a genius. So as you can see from the photo, the right-hand side of the brain for lesbians is larger. I don't really know if I can tick this box. It can be difficult to tell. Sometimes I feel like I'm leaning to the right. That could prove something. So there you have it. That is 9 genetic factors that contribute to your likelihood of being gay. If you know of any research or have any theories or findings yourself, please write them below and give this video a thumbs up if you learned something. If you didn't, I can only apologise. Thank you for listening. Peace.